The Beatles legend Paul McCartney revealed he was able to mend his bad relationship with late bandmate John Lennon before his tragic death. The world came to a standstill when the music star was shot dead by crazed fan Mark Chapman at the age of 40. When the band separated in the 70s, John embarked on a solo music career and was living in New York with his wife Yoko Ono. Paul and John had a rocky relationship after the group split. Paul previously said that he and John became distant and their communication would often lead to explosive arguments. Thankfully, the 81-year-old rock legend says he was able to make peace with Lennon during his final moments. On his new podcast series, McCartney, A Life in Lyrics, the musician said, "In the end, it was something I was very glad of, when he got murdered, that I'd had some really good times with him before that happened. It would have been the worst thing in the world had he just been killed, and we still had a bad relationship," McCartney continued. "That would have been a big guilt trip for me. Luckily, we were friendly, we talked about how to bake bread." Paul reflected on when he'd sued his three other band members, George Harrison, Ringo Starr, and Lennon, which ultimately drove a wedge between their close relationship. Had gone to court to dissolve the band's partnership with manager Alan Klein, arguing his financial and artistic freedom was infringed. He said, "You've got to remember I sued him in court, I sued his friends from Liverpool, lifelong friends, in court. There's a lot of getting over that has to be done." Recalling the moment he knew he was going to have to sue his friend, Paul said, "John appeared and he went, 'I've just been to see this guy Alan Klein in the Dorchester, I think this guy is great and by the way I'm leaving the group.'" This was basically how all of that happened. The other two went with John, so it was looking as though Alan Klein was going to own our entire Beatle empire. It was an idea that I was not too keen on. I just thought, no, this guy has got such a bad reputation. I had to fight them for my bit of the Beatles and, in actual fact, for their bit of the Beatles, which many years later they realized and almost thanked me for. Follow Mirror Celebs on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Threads.